Hello, hello, hello. Am I live? Hello. I think I'm live. I need to check it again. Hold on. Pull up the stream. Listen to yourself. Hello? Hello? We can turn it up a little bit. I'm still very loud. Alright, I think that's fine. Turn me down a little bit. Anyways, let's get started. Oh, hello. Do I call you DeadSect or is it Insectable? How are you doing today? Are you feeling better after, I suppose it would be a car accident, wouldn't it? Is your bike okay? Let me see. Wow, I got duck. Congratulations. Truly a 1 in a million chance. Okay, yes. Glad to hear it. Your duck is not tracking. Oh, I forgot to turn it on. Haha. Send it. Give it a little bit. There we go. And then watch as your head just distorts horribly. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah. There we go. Look up at the camera, and there we go. Also, check this out. Have this modified the whatchamacallit, the stream overlay to do one of these. So now it tracks the position of my mouse on my main screen, and then kind of overlays it onto the smaller screen. I might disable that in the future because I can see that being annoying, especially if I'm trying to like. Actually, I don't know if that would be annoying. I think it might actually be helpful. Now that I'm kind of looking at it for realsies, it might be a good thing to have this kind of distortion effect, the hex grid effect. Look at that. Anyways, we're gonna continue working on this because I'm so close, dude. And actually, someone on my Discord is actually working on whatchamacallit. Someone's actually working on another tracking backend for this application, which is bizarre, but you know what? The more power to them, I guess. I'm for it. Free work, Pog. Alright, hold on. Need to do... Hold on. Alright, got my time tracking set up. I do like to track the amount of time that I work on projects. It is nice. So, going back to this application, the biggest thing that is still pending, I don't know where it went. Hello? OpenC failed to parse script. Hello? What? Hey. What's going on here? What? What is that? Something wrong with the editor? Let's close it and reopen it. Something broke. Failed to parse duck, yes. Failed to parse one of the scripts. It's never happened before. And it appears to still be happening. Oh, you know what? Is this part. Let's just set that to null. And then this one, we can just grab this thing. There we go. Should work. Oh, hello, Ren. How are you doing today? Something is somewhat wrong here. Opens utils 42. How are you doing today, Ren? I've broken just everything. I don't know why. It's very strange. I did push something yesterday, but I don't think it should be doing... I don't think it should have broken anything. It's very strange. OpenSea, GD, show points. I think we're good. Currently upgrading my PC storage. Oh baby, more storage. Are you getting a very fancy SSD or just the basic SSD? For ultra fast read-write speeds. Going from a 1 terabyte main drive and 2 terabyte extra storage to a 3 terabyte main drive. Ooh, and 2 terabyte extra. I only have 1 terabyte on my current setup. I'm just careful with the storage, but also I don't do any video editing, which I'm sure you do, so. Oh, hello, Philippe. How are you doing today? I don't use SSDs. Oh, you don't use SSDs? The absolute mad lad. SSDs will change your life. The read-write speeds is nothing to be scoffed at. For some reason, I can't test the application. Something is stuck in the editor. So we're gonna close it and then reopen it. Maybe I might just have to delete some files. No? Question mark. Remote debug, position, excuse me? What's going on? I paid double for 1/3 of the storage? Yeah. I mean, that's the trade-off, is that it costs more, but is the loading speed worth it to you? And for me, the not having to wait for your hard drive to load things is nice. I hate troubleshooting. Same. I'm not sure what's going on here, because this isn't running in debug mode. But I'm not able to run anything. Hold on. Let me check something really quick. I've just had a really bad feeling about something that happened. We go into here. We look at my repository. Optimized UDP receiver. Did I break something here? It's very possible that I've just not irreversibly, but just broken something I shouldn't have. Will not stop reception. Or for $10 an hour, I can't afford that. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I've never worked, well, I have worked retail, but I worked inventory. And that was actually not too bad. Not too bad. Worked retail second shift, or not, inventory second shift. So you spend 2 hours unloading a truck, 6 hours just walking around aimlessly. Tim here makes 60 an hour. I actually don't know how much I make an hour. My company billable rate is really high, but I don't get that entire rate. To me, an SSD would be nice to have, but never a requirement. I don't know, man. If you can find like a 256 SSD and just use that as your boot drive, think about it. Think about it. Alright, let me see. How do you revert a commit again? Oh, you can do this. Hold on. Something is wrong. I'm gonna reload both of these things because I can't seem to update Or I can't seem to run the project. I don't know why. So we'll revert git, check out this specific commit. We're now detached. Let me see. Now we can run. No, huh? What's going on? I haven't changed anything with my setup. Is it just somewhere else? No. You broke your program? Yes, I don't know. I didn't break. I don't think I broke anything. Because I just reverted to the previous part, the previous message. I'm no longer here. Oh, actually, no, I didn't. You know what? Hold on. I messed this up. That's not how you revert. Copy. Good, check out this one. I also don't want to bother with the effort of separating the boot files for Linux to another drive. That's fair enough. That I can understand. Once you have something that works, don't touch it. Alright, send it. Oh, I'm dying. What is this? Maybe the mouse thing is interfering. The mouse thing is kind of annoying and distracting. Maybe. I mean, you can't really see it the majority of the time. I don't know. You know what? It might be the mouse thing. I hate to admit it. You might be right. It might be the mouse thing. That is something new. Hold on. We'll switch back to master. Get out of this. We gotta turn off the stream overlay really quick. Turn this off. We're debugging in real time, which is pretty much just try everything until it works. No. Okay, let's turn off this thing. Oh, you know, no, that's unlikely. It's unlikely to beat this. Stop the tracker. Send it. Ooh, drop a few frames. Ooh, stop capturing in OBS, and then run this. What? Hey? Can I open other things in Godot? Like, can I open this? Yeah, I can open this. Huh? I can open this project, but I can't open the other project. I can't so I can open up my stream tool, but I cannot open up this one. Okay. I wonder, did something here get messed up? So it should be loading in main screen. So if we run this specific scene, nothing happens. Okay. Good start, good start. What happens if we run this scene? Why can't I open anything? So it says it's running. Remote debug, sure. Okay. You know, something about this looks a bit different. Doesn't this usually have color? Huh? You know what else is different about what's going on? Is I'm using the Godot engine tag for this stream. It could be this. It could be that. All right, so let's keep an eye on this. So now we're connected to the pub sub, sure. Tag is the blame. It is the tag. It is the tag. You know what? I honestly don't know what's wrong. Let me see. This is working. Hold on. Let's open this in, I guess, C# Godot. It shouldn't make any difference whatsoever, but it might. Yeah, okay. That's good. That's good. Is it because... Actually, hold on. I think I got it. I got it. It's the curse of the tag. Let's take the no. We're not gonna take the tag off. Is it one of these? Is it because I'm trying to load in a config file and it's just not logging anything? Maybe it'll just start up eventually. So hold on. Let me load in. Let me load in the log files. Maybe it's just not writing any logs and I'm crazy. So open cpaged, here are our logs. There's a lot of log files actually. File too big to be, ooh. 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 File too big to be opened up by Notepad++. You know what that tells me? Is that Notepad++ is broken for some reason, but hold on. I'm clicking, but I can't do anything? Question mark? Something about my Notepad++ installation is also kind of buggy. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Because sometimes I'm just not able to click on anything anymore. Anyways, this is, oh, it's not, this looks wrong. Right, it's, can I open up this log file? It's file too big to be opened by Notepad++. Okay, so you know what we can do here is we'll open up a new terminal. CD, oh, there we go. What happened? What happened? Huh? Install Kate, I think that's on Windows now. No, I'm using git bash. I'm using git, oh, are you talking about, Kate is the KDE text editor, isn't it? Anyways, I don't really have an answer for you. Ooh. Ooh. Something is very wrong. I don't know what it is though. Let's go into app data. App data. Roaming, Godot. What is it called? App user data, open cpaged. Go into logs. All right, and then let's stream in godot.log. It's a no panic mode engaged. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little off balance. See, this opens up just fine, and we're able to start the tracker. And then also just a horrible head motion, but that's okay. That's about as expected. And we can open up the stream tool as well. I think let's less this. Packet size too small. Wait, no. What? Let's less Godot. Which one's the latest one? Hold on. LSL. All right. Thanks a lot, Bash. Where's the panic button? Let's less. Which one am I looking for? I'm looking for that one, the final one. Godot 2021 5.5. This doesn't make any sense. ObjectDB. No, this is standard log stuff. Godot. Are there just like a bunch of hidden bytes? Oh, no. Question mark. Hold on. Less Godot 2021. Let's get the 52. Is it because it's trying to start the face tracker every single time? I wonder. So if I just do this, wait for it. Wait for it. No, that's not it. It's this one. You know what? It might be because of the previous change, and then it just wasn't reloading the file for whatever reason. So a change I made yesterday, someone brought it up, but it's this. It's this. It's probably, oh, you know what? It's this part. It's this part. Oh, yeah, and then we can see that it finally loaded in. And then it's just not going to give me anything. See, it's not, it shouldn't be tracking right now. And then we can even look in here. OpenCGD is listening. There is no connection. Well, not stop reception. Oh, you know what? You know what? I've got it. I've got it. At least I think I got it. Anyways, let's turn all these back on. So, where's the duck? There we go. We're capturing again. I forgot to turn those back on in OBS. So stop reception is actually... Wait. Yeah, stop reception is false right now. So what's happening is it's trying to pull the server. Connection is null though. Huh? Server is connection available. Hold on. That sound, this looks like a, this looks sketchy. This looks sketchy. Hello. Hell. I mean, I am in hell, but also, hello. Run it. We just need to wait for it to load up. What I think is happening, right? No, wait, no, because we're not performing reception. What the heck? There is no process. No, we shouldn't be running this on a thread. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. I need to figure this out. And I do need to wait for the log file to kind of do its thing as well. Please, just start. I know you want to start. I might have to pivot. I might have to pivot to doing something else. I might have to do actual game development in Godot. You hate to see that. Well, offset is less than packet size, so there is no packet. This function doesn't even call, and there's no process function here. So there's no reason for us to be seeing this thing right here. Packet size too small, continuing. Right? Oh, there it is. Finally loaded in, and then there's no logs here. So we can see this. Oh, you know what? This looks wrong. What time is it? It is 20:01. So do I have... I should be able to look at this one, I think. So let's Godot 2021. That one. Ooh, look at that. It just wrote a bunch of bytes to it. Is there a print statement I'm missing somewhere? Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Oh, Bash has crashed. That's good. Oh, yeah. It's freaking out. So there's just like a bunch of garbage bytes at the end of this file. Where did I go? You should be right here. Yeah, oh no. Let's kill it. We need to kill it. So there's friendly potato stream, and then there's that one. Oh, you reset it, make me a duck again? Alright. I got you. Oh jeez. You can be a duck. Congratulations. Welcome to the squad, Duckman. So one of these is the one I want. I don't know which one it is though. I desire to see. Grants me eyes. Which one is it? I can feel my system starting to slow down, by the way. Ooh, kill it. Kill it. Did it work? Yeah. Look at all those emotes. Congratulations. How fancy. Yeah. Oh no, so we're logging data that we shouldn't somewhere. So I wonder, start tracker, what change did I make? This is the change I made yesterday, but this still persists even though this persists anyways. Hold on, we're debugging a change that I did test previously. I wonder if it's because... Do I have anything else I don't usually running? Right, because I don't believe I'm logging anything I don't usually log. You know, my OS is indeed Windows. You know, I did change this part, but that shouldn't make a difference. Is it? Oh no, is it? No. Maybe. It might be this part. You know what? It might partly be this part. So, let me see. Because it's what it's trying... No, because we'd never click this button. Where else are we logging data to? Right? Because what I can kind of see previously, and let's try to go to that directory again. And this might crash the terminal once again, which is nice. So app data, roaming, Godot, app user data, and this is OpenCFaceGD. We go into logs, look for the latest log, which should be 59, and then we can, how do you get the end of a file? So you can head a file. How do I get the last line of a file? Bash get last line of output. Yes. Or I guess, so there's head. I don't want to sed anything. Hold on. Bash get last line of file. It's not less. So it's head. Oh, it's tail. Of course. How could I be so foolish? So let's tail Godot 2021 59. And so, hold on. Tail number 1, otherwise it'll give me 10, which I'm pretty sure will just crash the terminal. Packet size. Give me 2. Packet size 2. This doesn't make any sense. How am I? There's nothing running on a thread. Yeah, so it's this part here, perform reception. That's what's causing the error. But it shouldn't be running unless it's hooking into the current thing. But I don't think it is. So OpenCGD, did something else change in one of the text scene files? And so now it's running something it shouldn't? This also looks wrong. Yeah, what the heck is this? Yeah, what is this? Huh? What? If error stop, yes. Something is very buggy with my current installation of Godot, even though I have not updated it. Custom update, parent signature, duck. Hey. Did I get hacked? Let's open up duck.textscene and then we're duck.gd and maybe we can figure it out. Parent signature is void custom update OpenC data. Yeah, OpenC data. Interpolation data, interpolation data. Function signature does not match the parent. Basic model. Let's slap this over here. I mean, mission complete. OpenC data. Huh? Yeah, so why am I not able to... No, what I don't want is to stop on errors. Right now, something is wrong with my Godot installation. I did update like last week, my to the latest beta build of 3.4. But that shouldn't cause this, right? Let's quit the project, or let's reload current project. Oh baby, send it. Nope, still weird. Still very weird. Yeah, what is this? Is something broken that I'm not aware of? So we can go here, and we can't edit anything. Why am I in read-only mode? Or I can edit a few things. We can look at the pop-up, yeah, and then we can, if we look at all the GUI elements, we can still edit these as expected. We can open up the duck. Oh no, is it because of this? Editor features, default, make current. Please don't be that. Please don't be that. Switch the game dev, which is just a 3D no asset store. So we can load this in. Hello, duck. Okay, so that fixes that problem. Can I load in? Okay, no. Okay. So good news. I have figured out why we can see any 3D model properties. Bad news. Actually, that loaded in faster. I don't know what happened. Is it like if you disable an editor feature, it struggles to load in, but it still loads in? I'm just baffled. What? Right, I'm used to this thing sometimes taking a little bit to open up. But it shouldn't take this long. No, see, now it's taking a while. Right. This one still not... This one's not throwing an error. My auto loads are correct. We can see here, I can see at least on my other monitor, it kind of loaded in. Yeah, I don't know. That is so strange. And then if we go here... Oh, it's not giving me... Oh no, it is giving me more updated logs. So we can LSL... actually, let's do tail number... Let's get 2. 2 of the last lines in the file. 1420.09 .54.log. Oh no, it's just a long string of bytes at the end of it. Yeah, so there's the exiting. And now it's trying to print out like 1,000,000 bytes. I'm pretty sure, because you can see here that this is the... Like what is this? What is this number to bytes? So we do to bytes. I don't know. How do you convert the output of LSL? So this is like raw byte size. Byte size converter. Yeah, let's send it. Oh man. Okay. So give me this. Slap this into here. How many is this? How many megabytes is this? How many gigabytes is that? Megabytes. I mean, that's still like a really long text file, right? Considering that it's all in one line. Yeah, it just logs. It's something here. It's something here. Print debug. Is it the print debug? So perform reception. Inside of this file, it's only in 2 places, and then there's the start receiver part, but that's hooked up to, and start receiver in this file is hooked up to this signal all the way at the top. So on ready, we do not start the receiver, of course, but here, yes. Am I starting the face tracker at any point? So in order to start the receiver, which is this function here, we need to we need to call start tracker, and then of course the first thing in this message is starting face tracker. So this is beginning load metadata, load all the stuff, finish loading config. I don't know. Maybe it'll just go away eventually. I guess we'll continue to struggle on, but I think we might have to pivot. We might have to pivot. Or, hold on. Really quick. We'll go into here, bum bum bum. And so I can look at a specific commit. So this is the parents, and then we'll browse the files for this specific commit. And then of course OpenCGD has not changed at this point, so we can just copy and paste. My eyes. This still has not run yet, which is bizarre. So I don't know, just copy and paste it, send me. No, there must be like invisible errors somewhere that are breaking. This is reminding me a lot of like C# dev, or not C#, C++ dev, where like I kind of know what I'm doing, but I do have to wait forever for the program to start again. Right. So main screen. Well, am I just able to view the duck? No. Function signature. Okay, so now I'm getting a real error. So this must be, you know what? Say goodbye. No longer will we, I guess, we'll take out the static typing, I guess, and see if that helps anything. Yeah, I guess this one doesn't even use static typing, so that's fine. And let's open up the duck again. So we should be able to open it up. Hello? Hey? If we take out OpenCGD, open up the duck. Hey? What's going on? There shouldn't be anything else that's loaded in besides Game Manager, or not Game Manager, App Manager. I switch between the two names for whether or not I'm opening up an application or whatchamacallit, a game or an application. So, but the contents of the file are more or less the same. I suppose I should just keep it like as App Manager so it's more generic. You know, this does have the settings are slightly different in this one. So, for example, logging is more verbose. Enable file logging. Turn it off. It's Windows' fault. It might be Windows' fault. I'm just baffled. I'm just. What's going on? It's not able to load it in? Or is it because? Hold on, App Manager isn't declared in the current scope. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this is untenable. I'll have to figure this out later. Okay, so we're gonna pivot. Let's work on a game. Let's change the stream title. Hunter story club. All right, let's work on this part. All right, hard pivot, import projects. This one. Oh, this is in mono, I forgot. Wait, no, this isn't in mono. Where mono means C#. You know, it could be Windows' fault. I did turn my computer off last night. So that might be, there might be a Windows update that just completely borked the project. I broke my own software. See, that's the thing though, right? Is because I did revert the change. I went back to a previous working change, which was this one. It still did not work. Yeah, see, I'm able to open up this. Yeah, see, that this opens up really quickly. And then we have kind of a slick UI. And then you have, I don't know, just whatever this is. Boing, 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 boing. And then all your arrows just do 2 damage. Right, I can load this in instantly. It's something in the log file that's breaking slightly. Look at that. How neat. And once all the snails are dead, you'll just get kicked back to the main screen. Look at that. How snazzy. How snazzy. Alright, hold on. I just had an idea. I'm just gonna absolutely kill this stream by going back and forth between projects. I mean, there must be a good reason for this though. So, fix presets hopefully. What is this commit? This is actually modify the default search path. Yeah, this one. So let's grab this commit. We'll check it out. Get check out whatever this is. Hey. Get check out. Oh. Please get check out Project Godot and utils. And then get check out this commit. Get restore entities and then screens. All right, now we're at a detached head. So let's go to OpenCFace.gd. It's momentum, yeah. Who needs momentum, dude? I'll drive forward the stream with my just raw force of will. Yeah. I don't know. Something broke. Windows update, please. Windows update. Yeah, I mean, everything looks good here. Like, I'm not seeing, like, face tracker is expected, but that's fine. I don't care about that. And it is using the correct face tracker thing. We have a few Godot engine just apps, but that's of no consequence. I'll have to think about it. Maybe I'll just restart my computer after the stream, and then maybe it will change. Can the engine make 3D games? Windows updates. I'm sorry, I don't usually update my anything really until I'm done with the current project. And to answer your question, InsectLol, the engine can make 3D games. You know what? Do you want to pivot to an actual 3D game? I think. Yeah, you must have been there. Like, I did work on a 3D Game Jam game. Yeah, Dream Diary Jam 5. I worked on this on stream. Where's my entry? I mean, I didn't rank very well, but it wasn't. It also wasn't a very good game. So we have this one. This one was written in Godot. Wait for it to load. Yeah. Yeah, one of these. Are you gonna use the name I suggested for the rewrite? I'm thinking about it. It's very likely I will. It's very likely I will. We'll have to see. Yeah, the rewrite, by the way, is probably going to be still in Godot 3.4, since Godot 4.0 is a long ways off. It's a long ways off. So I'll probably rewrite it in Godot 3.4, but we'll be using C#. C# should work on all modern systems, and including a Linux. Oh baby. I'm not actually sure about C# support on Mac, but who streams from a Mac anyways, am I right? So let's go here. We'll open up Godot Mono. So I got an idea for a logo. Oh baby. Alright. Git clone. What is your logo idea, Ren? Alright, let's work on a 3D game. Why not? This one's actually fairly far, it's not fairly far along, but it's far along enough. There we go. So let's open up egress. I don't remember what this game was about, but we can try running it and see if I can remember. Too hard to describe, let me make it first. Oh baby, a very complicated logo. My body is ready. Yeah, look at that. Oh geez. The mouse acceleration is really slow. Hold on. Let's turn on high DPI mode. Because this is like a really high DPI monitor. So... yeah, there we go. Oh, now it's very small. And my mouse acceleration is so low. Oh geez. Yeah. So what we can do, we can implement... what's the name? We can implement just jumping physics. Because those don't actually exist just yet in this project. Because it's so... it's like simultaneously early on and far along. Ooh. Actually, this is in GD script. I thought I rewrote this in C#. Did I not? Am I crazy? Oh, I did not rewrite this in C#. Or it's still on my it's on my other computer. Pain. Alright. I mean, you are crazy. Alright, well, thank you for validating me in the the worst way possible. You know what? I grow frustrated with all these technical problems. All I want to do is make games. Alright. We're making a 100-story clone. We can implement this. But yeah, welcome to the stream. We have tried to debug technical problems for about 40-50 minutes. And now we're just gonna pivot. Yeah. So what we can do here is one, experience points and coins, and then also implement stats at some point. So the original Hunter story, it's basically Maple Story. So you accrue money, you accrue experience for killing things, you level up, all that good stuff. So let's open that up in VS Code. Oh yeah, Ren. Speaking of the face tracking stuff, though, someone is working on an alternative tracking backend. I think it's called like facial mocap, something like that. Maybe they were working on it in the Discord, so they. Luckily, it actually seems fairly easy to add other tracking backends in. So, good news. Someone with almost no knowledge of how the application works was able to add a new tracking backend. So that means it should be pretty easy to add pretty much anything else. Yeah. Like I don't think it's actually, well, I don't know. They posted a screenshot. It looked like it was working. Somewhat. So that's neat. So the rewrite, or at least the renaming, might come sooner rather than later. Alright. What am I trying to do here? We want to open up, probably not combat screen, it's going to be level select screen. Yeah, this is what it looks like. And let me see. Let me also drop me back into here. It was already dropped in. So we have a few levels. I'm trying to remember. How do I generate each level? Oh, this is how I generate them. Is I just kind of manually specify every single one. So I could go Here's what I could do, is take that kind of XML formatting thing that I had in my other projects and then just slap it into here. But that's not what we want to do just yet. For now, these are kind of test values. So to do, you know, test level values seems good enough. Just add a note so I don't forget. Combat screen.gd. So this is the combat screen. There's your bow. This is your enemy spawn point. That's just the middle. And then this big blue bar on the bottom is like the main collision box. So you don't fall through the floor. I should add like a floor sprite at some point, but I won't. Yeah, there's just no texture. We can add a texture though. So let's go polygon 2D and let's see how big is the collision shape. Collision shape is 1500 by 100. So texture, no, data, yes. Add 4. So what's half of 1500? That is negative 750 by 100. So minus 50. So we start at the top left corner. I made a huge mistake. Oh, these are the X stance. So we can actually just do minus this. Ooh. Hello? Is it crashing? Is something wrong with my all my Godot stuff? It's the Godot tag. It's killing everything. What's going on? Not responding. Send it. I blame the Godot tag. The curse. Twitch knows I'm streaming under the Godot tag. They're hacking my systems. They're causing all my applications to crash. Or at least just not work as well as they should. So we can do that. Yeah. See, that worked. I don't think I typed anything weird. So this is still negative 100. That's top right corner. This is bottom right corner. Then we go back to negative. And then this is negative. No, not negative. This is positive. There we go. And so these numbers might not make sense if you're able to read them at all, but you start drawing from the top left corner, as opposed to what most people are familiar with, which is drawing from the center. Yeah, so it's kind of futz with the color, and there we go. It's beautiful. You'll love to see that. And so if we can load into the game, right, boom. Look at that. Look at all the color we can get. And then they all just kind of spawn in like a big conga line. Yeah. Let's see. Let's enable Godot tools for this one. Why not? So we can connect, and then we'll be able to see combat data screen, or combat screen at least. So we'll need to have some sort of singleton manager in order to, yeah, there we go. As I was saying it, I forgot that I made this so long ago. So we have a game data thing here, which stores your current experience, current coins. And so what I'm thinking is, if you want to get up to like really high experience point levels, it might be worth it. So like, instead of increasing the amount of experience you need to get to each level, we could just write an algorithm that kind of like scales the amount of experience you get based on your level. So we don't need to handle arbitrarily large numbers. You just need to be able to handle arbitrarily small numbers, I guess. I guess let's not get too fancy with it. Let's not get too fancy with it. We'll just need some sort of exponential function to calculate experience in next level. So let's see, we got things spawning in on the combat screen. Whenever you kill an enemy, spawn enemy, we don't have anything here. Go the old school RuneScape route, 9 billion XP needed to max the level. Oh baby, we could. Old school RuneScape. I think I somewhat recently bought a membership to that. Not somewhat recently, about a year ago. I bought a year-long subscription. Played that for about 6 months. Realized, you know, there are quicker games I could play. And then just kind of quit. Realized I had other things to do with my time. Like, for example, doing this stuff. Working on real programs. Who would have guessed? Who would have thought? Alright. So if we're still working with blue snails. Man, actually talking about old school RuneScape. I remember playing that way back in the day. And I think one of the things that my parents were like really concerned about me just giving out our address. So they were like, if we ever catch you like chatting with anyone, we're taking away your computer game privileges. I was like, okay. I want to play games, but I also want to talk to people. So I learned how to type really quietly, so I could like, you know, just chat. I never did give away our home address because, you know, I'm not a complete moron. Although I could see myself doing it by accident when I was a kid. And I guess like that thinking is, you know, to be fair, also what that's why I just give away my real name in my description. Because I know I would accidentally say my real name at some point. But then again, you know, my Twitch username is just a pun on my real name, so it's nothing lost, nothing gained, I guess. So what we want to do here is or here. So we want to have an experience bar, and we want this to pull the correct data from our game data, right? And so for ion level data, no, we don't want to do this. We want to do, we have an experience, which is a progress bar. Okay, so this one's not horrible. We'll do experience dot, no, is it not value? What is it? It is, no, it is value. What? Open up level select screen. Level select screen.gd. Can I open up the entire thing? Remember to save this bit just so we can get it accessible here. So experience dot. Oh, it's because I'm doing it this way. So one of the problems I've seen with doing, I guess, on-ready vars like this, which is to say, instead of providing a direct path to each element, instead you kind of hook it up via the UI. One of the downsides is that you don't get code completion in the editor anymore, which is very annoying. Anyways, so we can set the max value. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called here. So there's, yeah, max value, min value. We'll keep min value at 0. It doesn't really matter. But max value will be equal to, what is it? It's a game manager, game data dot level. What is it called? Yeah, level. So experience.max value is equal to game manager.gamedata.level, and then experience.value is equal to, wait, no. The line I typed above this is wrong. So this isn't right. This needs to be game data.level times some sort of scale factor. So it's your level times, and then we need to do like a get next, or I guess get level scale, right? So like a get level scale, then this will give you back a float. That might be a bad idea. Let's return 0 for now. So what I'm thinking is we'll take your level, which is an integer. We can always assume that you will have a level that is a whole number. I don't see why you would ever not have a level that's a whole number. And then you'll hit it with, I don't know. And you need to make the multiplier some oddly specific number. It's possible. You know, I was talking to a few people before. So I am on a few, I guess, idle game forums, maybe? Chats? They're called PBBGs, Persistent Browser-Based Games. Which is mostly just a chat room with like an idle game on top of it. Oh, hello, Gyozin. Sorry about the caps. No, you're instantly banned, sorry. Too many caps. I don't like being yelled at. That's a joke, by the way. Or is it? Yeah, I feel attacked. It's okay. You'll get used to it eventually. No. What do we want to do? So there, what's the scale factor that we want to use? How do you? What's an exponential scale factor? So var result is equal to level, right? And then result is equal to. Wow, that was dark. I'm sorry. Cool. Nice work on the shooty game. Yeah, you know, I wanted to work on the face tracker, but for some reason today it's just really slow to open. It's horribly slow. I have no idea why. Actually, I do know why. It's because whenever it tries to log some data, you can kind of see here that you know, I'm logging the last 2 lines of the log file. So it logs exiting, which is expected. That is what I press. You know, exiting, oh yeah, to me. But then there's just an empty line, which is filled with like a million just empty bytes. I have no idea why. It's very strange. And nothing I do can get rid of it. So... Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Let's keep bouncing back and forth. Also, I apologize for the previous comment. It was a little dark. I'm going on autopilot. Let's bounce back though. I have an idea. What if we just delete the logs? Goodbye logs. Look at this. Look at that. It's 15 gigs. Wait, no, it's how is that 15 gigs? And WTF, I just cloned my 1 terabyte drive to my 3 terabyte drive and it only shows as 1 terabyte. Did you clone, wait, how did you mount your drive? Or did you like reset like was it the drive headers? That's not the correct. That's not the correct terminology. What's 15 million kilobytes to megabytes? Oh my god. Look at this. Look at this. I use Clonezilla. Which I've used before. And Curious asks, why does your mouse keep censoring itself? So I don't know. I was on someone's stream and I saw that they had kind of a mouse thing going on where it kind of blurred around their mouse, and I was like, you know what, I could do that. No, yeah, no, this is like it's like in your favorite Japanese anime. You perverts. That's why it's lewd. Can I see the code for the mouse thing? Yeah, the code for the mouse thing is here. This is the code. So you can see here, I wrote some Rust code. And all it does is it, usually in Godot, if you want to be able to get the mouse position, you need to have window focus. So instead I wrote a Rust thing so that it just reads your mouse inputs. So it's basically a keylogger. I'm keylogging myself. And then we have this mouse ripple, and then we have mouse reader get mouse position times the scale factor since it's a different size. And then we just kind of apply a shader, do all some cool stuff, and then we're good. Anyways, look at this. Why is this log file 15 gigabytes? Yeah, I'm keylogging myself. This file is 15 gigabytes, by the way. Send it. Try again. Oh my god. Why is it so long? Whoa. It's 30 kilobytes. It's 30 kilobytes. Or it's 30 gigabytes. What is... Send it. Oh my god. It's 30 gigabytes. See, this is 30 million kilobytes. Kilobytes. Make sure I'm typing this in right. So this is 30. 3 zeros. 3 zeros. Oh my god. What is this? Is it because of this? Is it because of this application? Stop the tracker. Oh, kill it. I found the issue. It cloned the old drive as one partition on the new drive. It's been a long while since I've done partition management. I hate setting up new drives, especially in Linux. But I guess I've only ever used. Is it called F drive? I forget the RHEL terminology. But I used to know how to do all that kind of stuff in the command line. Ooh. What are the last 5? Oh. Is it? Oh my god, is it this? Is it because it keeps logging this every single time? G parted. Oh, is it? Hold on. Does Mac have this? I have a Mac on my over here. G. No, it doesn't. F. It's F something. F. Not F path. Not F sock. I forget. I don't know. I'm not. Anyways, I think I found the issue. Hold on. Let's halt momentum once again. Because I'm pretty sure I'm about to... If I kept doing that, I think I would have... I guess my computer would have stopped streaming, I think. Or my computer would have crashed. I think I got it though. It's an Ubuntu GNOME application. One of those two makes it, but I can't remember which. Since it starts with a G, I think it's probably GNOME. Yeah, I like GNOME Terminal. GNOME Terminal is something that I install on pretty much all my installs. GNOME Terminal or XFCE term. Those are both pretty good. Yeah, it's this part, I think. Oh, hello, boys JK. How are you doing today? The duck used to be here, but I've discovered a bug. Probably. Hold on. Nope, not this one. Good thing you caught it in its early stages, yeah. I can't believe it. It generated a 30 gigabyte log file. And even now it's taking forever to load in. But anyways, let's just try to export it. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I've lost control over the program. Compiled bytecode, faster loading, that's good. I don't know. Export the project, send it. No debug. How are you doing today? Boys JK, if you will. You just use the KDE defaults for everything? That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Look at this. Oh, it's 30 gigabytes still. Delete it. This one is how many kilobytes? This one's half a gig. Is that it? Send it. Let me start it one more time. Oh my god. He's done it. It's because of the log issue. I know. So what was happening? What was happening is that it was just spamming my log file with like print statements here, right? And then whenever I would try to open up the application again, it would try to rename the file, or it would try to move the file and rename it. But because the file was so big, it was really hard to move it, which is why it took forever to load in. Oh my god. I don't know why that happens though, because this code should not be running. That doesn't make any sense to me. Work phone, shut up. I was going to add code to my robot, but the motors won't work. Work computer, also shut up. I was going to add code to my robot, but the motors won't work. I found the problem was the motors and the ports. Took me 30 minutes to realize what the problem is. Oh, baby. Electronics. I don't do too much hardware. Hardware scares me. Alright, so... I don't know why this is... Or just, yeah, why this is... This code should have worked, but I don't know why it didn't work. But yeah, I don't do too much hardware. Hardware scares me. The most I've done is Arduino, where you kind of made some lights light up. Plugged it all into a breadboard because of some recommendation, don't remember. I understand software, hardware. Oh, I need to figure out how to do these dampeners or whatever you call them to reduce the amount of movement on my model in OSFGD. I can actually demonstrate that really quick. So, hold on. Log file, please don't be 1 gig. So, tracking. Start the tracker. Ooh. And then we can also look at this. Alright, so that's good. We're not spamming the log file. Oh, you know what? It's because this application was spamming it. Ah, now we're thinking, but I'm not gonna re-pivot back. I'm at the usual mouse disturbance hours. Oh baby. I make robot have to block code it though. The code is a mess. Yeah, that's kind of my experience with visual scripting, is that it usually turns into a mess. Anyways. So Ren, if you are there, so what you probably want is to modify the rotation damp or the additional bone damp. So if you, it's a bit counterintuitive, but you can kind of think of these as the kind of scaling values. So I'm actually scaling it down. So the closer you get to 1, I guess the less it's damped. Or basically the higher the number goes, the less it's damped. The more it's actually accelerated. is mostly the left-right leaning motion. So you can do, so we can change this to be like, oh geez. So right now we're at 0. We can turn it to 1. Oh geez. Oh geez. What's going on? Oh. Oh, I like this. I like this. Ooh. 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 And so now you can see that we're using the raw data. So if you want to dampen the leaning motion, you would want to set it back to 0. So the default I usually provide is, or the default I provide is usually good enough. Right, so that looks pretty good. And if you want to dampen the left-right leaning motion a bit more, you would just have to keep, you have to play with the values. So this is 0.01, you can 0.015 to dampen it even more. I think if you want to adjust the, I guess the left-right leaning motion, you could, I suppose if you're leaning too much, I believe VRM models, I try to, well, instead of guessing, let's just find it, right? So we go into dev, OpenCFace GD, assets, VRM models, Alicia. So this is the VRM model. Gotta go. Take it easy, JK boys. Boys JK, I'm sorry. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit at least. So if you want to dampen the left-right leaning motion, you could track less bones. So it appears that I'm not displaying the bones correctly in this instance. However, so for most models, I try to find 1, your spine, and then 2, your, where's your neck? Yeah, I track your neck and your spine by default. So if you, I guess there's 2 ways that you can dampen your left-right leaning motion. Is 1, you can track less bones, or you can modify your rotation damp or your additional bone damp, right? I usually do neck, spine, and head. Yeah. Those are the defaults. So you could get rid of spine movement, or what you can do is this. So you do like, ooh, probably do like a 0.1, and so you can kind of see that we're moving super stiffly. So if we want to move less stiffly, I do need to implement like sliders. I think sliders would be really nice for usability. Yeah, so you can see that we're super damped. And now this is the kind of default, I guess. And you can increase it even more or decrease it, whatever you want. But yeah, it's all up to you. Anyway, let's load in this preset. Oh geez. RIP neck. Alright, we're back to the duck. Okay, so here, yeah, I think I didn't finish that last thought, by the way. So you have 2 options for reducing left and right motion. You can either track less bones, which it sounds like you're just using the default, or you can kind of mess with the additional bone damp value. So lower it probably to dampen it even more. Sliders would be much more user-friendly, but keep the editable text boxes too, so people can type in values they know work for them if they ever have to reinstall the program. Yeah. The problem with sliders is that I just don't have any code for it just yet. I don't really have a reference. Someone was working on that, but they just kind of dropped off the face of the earth, which is, not unexpected. Happens all the time in open source software. You know why the music is so loud? It's because of that. It's because I was on a conference call. And then the other person's mic was super low, so I had to turn up my, I guess my audio box's volume. But yeah, sliders, it's in the cards, just not yet. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. So this is get level scaled. Or I guess get next level. Get experience to next level. There we go. There we go. Let me see. So we want to do some sort of math exponent function here. So what are the exponent functions? It's just exponent. The natural exponent function raises the mathematical constant e to the power of s and returns it. Hey. So e has an approximate value of 2.7. The game sounds more interesting by the moment. Well, this is more or less like a hack. I think I was in the middle of explaining this at some point, but I knew several developers who make these kind of like online idle games, and I can show you one of them. Like this is the one I've been playing since like 2017, I think. When's my creation date? 2016. Oh my god, I've been playing this game for more than 5 years. Anyways, check it out. Rankings and woodcutting on #1. Oh baby. Anyways, I don't think this game. I think this game actually uses an algorithm. Oh, do you want to use my referral code? Oh, I don't have a referral code, I guess. That's cool. I used to have a referral code. But yeah, so several developers of these types of games, they don't actually use an algorithm. So they've just been like appending numbers to like a text file, more or less. So they kind of calculate each experience to level by hand. I believe these milestones, they used to be hard-coded, but then they changed it to also be based off of some formula. Anyways, we'll get out of this. I have this running on my other monitor. This is one of the games that I played all throughout school. And it's like I'm playing a real game, but actually no. Yeah, it's pretty fun though. It's pretty fun, and by pretty fun I mean it's pretty much you just sit there, increase your score, kind of mess around and chat, and then I, manipulate the market by buying up all the resources and then trying to push item prices up. So if you like playing the stock market, then this game might be for you, I guess. Alright, but what we want to do is we want to exponent this times some like raw scale factor. Yeah, I just like idle. Did you see that Cookie Clicker came out on Steam? That's pretty neat. To level factor. So this one should be some sort of float, and we'll call it, let's just call it 10, and then hopefully we don't overflow at some point, times exp to level factor. Well, you know what, let's not make it 10. The given value is roughly 3, so if we round up, is there a round function? Yeah, I played Cookie Clicker a lot when I was in school as well. I remember playing that. And I remember that, so I didn't go to like a technical school. I went to, basically what it used to be one of the premier party schools in the nation. Used to be in the top 3 party schools, but I didn't go there because I wanted to party. I went there because my grades were bad. But anyways, when I was visiting my friends who went to a kind of technology university, they had like all their computers were set to playing Cookie Clicker, and they had like auto clickers. They had like they were running software to like run multiple mouses at once just to click. I was like, that's crazy, man. It's just Cookie Clicker. Oh, you know what's a good clicker game though? If we're talking about idle games, Derivative. Yeah, Derivative Clicker. This is a good one. This is one of my favorite clicker games. You should play this one. Highly recommended. Like that one, I don't know, like your kind of amount of money that you accrue just kind of stacks up on level over level. Something about that like design really resonates with me. Ooh, you back in the chat peps? The chat peps? What's a chat peps? Anyways, this round function should round the nearest whole number, and then it'll always round, yeah, it'll round up, or I guess away from 0 in pretty much every circumstance. So we're not always rounding up, but you know. Oh, I mean, your name is back on screen with mine. Oh yeah, because I need to increase the timer for this. So after 1 hour, I delete your little chat person. I should adjust that at some point, since I did adjust this thing. Since I did adjust the kind of mouse thing to kind of give it the mosaic blur, because apparently seeing the mouse cursor is lewd. I could do something else. Oh, you know what? I could change. Oh, you know what? You know what would be kind of a cool channel point reward for this? Seeing the cursor is lewd. Yeah, you see if we. Oh, hello, knock. Look at that. We use a little bit of Rust code to kind of keylog myself. It's not keylogging, it's mouse logging, I guess. And then kind of move this shader effect around on screen. Look at that. It's somewhat similar to, you know, the kind of pointing application, so you can see where the cursor is at on screen. So whenever you move your mouse, sometimes you'll see, like in screen recording applications, you'll see like a yellow circle. Looks cool, but why is it a square? It's because I'm using the Godot logo as the background. So you can almost make out the Godot logo. Anyways, we'll go here. And I guess you missed it, Knock. I solved a pretty critical bug that might have bricked my computer. So I was spamming the log files for this face tracker, and so it was, you know, about 1 hour in, I had a 30 gigabyte log file. So it's pretty good. I didn't realize it. I've never maxed out a hard drive before. So I don't know what would happen if you maxed it out. I'm interested to know, but I don't want to do it on this computer since it does have a pretty nice SSD in it. This is loud. Yeah, I'm using a different mouse because my old mouse, which was one of those kind of like ergonomic, like sideways mouses, the clicking mechanism is starting to fail. So I'm using a really old Logitech. I think it's a Logitech G600, which has a numpad on the side, which is actually really cool in my opinion. I really like having a numpad on the mouse. GG's enough lid. Stuff starts failing randomly. Yeah, I've never had that happen. Mostly because I'm not dumb enough to nearly max out my drive. Except for this one time. I feel like whenever I like almost max out a drive, I usually get like a notice beforehand, like, oh, you have 10 gigs left or something like that. Servers, yeah, well, I don't work with those. Usually I have more or less infinite storage. Yeah, I don't know, like usually we send everything to a stored drive, so it doesn't really matter. Because I don't know, I don't really know how the shared storage works. That's one of the deficiencies in my knowledge in terms of what's the word? Server administration. Or I guess not server administration, but yeah, it's half server administration, half like storage. Storage, I don't know too much about, unfortunately. That's on me. Lucky we have the bare minimum to save money. I work for a bank. So, cost is no issue. Which is why if they want something to work faster, they also just throw more resources at us. And then wonder why it's not working. So I'll tell you why it's not working. It's because you can't just add more you can't just add more people to a team and expect things to go faster. But they'll do it anyways. Oh hey, by the way, talking about professional work, I guess I had like a third round interview today. It wasn't even the final round, where they were talking about my code challenge stuff, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then instead of talking about, you know, code challenge stuff, instead they started asking me about like various math topics. I was like, oh geez. It's like how given two numbers in scientific notation, how would you add them together? And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's been too long since I've done any sort of real math. Yeah, but of course everything kind of ties back to, you know, money calculations, because scientific notation is how you, I guess that is the good way of representing money, right? Look it up on Google. I can't say that during an interview. But yeah, no, that was a very poor portion of the interview. I could tell that they were impressed by the fact that I did the code challenge in both Rust and Python though. They were somewhat disappointed to see that I didn't stream any of the data though. Instead, batch processed it. But I think they accepted my answer. Which is to say, you get to leverage the power of SQL queries. Oh baby. Alright, so combat screen. Let's stop faffing about. Let's add a UI to this screen. That will also represent, let's see, this is the, I guess this is the UI layer. Yeah, I don't know. I think part of it might have been that saying that when I was explaining my implementation, and I gave a quick summary, I was like, and I used the money class. I used packages, but I do know how to implement it. And they're like, oh, you know how to implement it. Tell us more. How would you do this? How would you do this math problem using it? And I was like, oh, geez, that's not how I would implement it. But it sounds like a better solution. All right, scientific notation, by the way, for those not in the know, scientific notation looks like something like, so if you wanted to represent 4.02, right, the number 4.02, oh, I wonder if this is even visible. How do I zoom in? Is it not control scroll? No. What's the plus sign? Plus sign. So plus sign, that's not how you do it. Plus sign, no. Control, plus sign, control. Aha, he's done it. Oh geez. I had to find the plus sign key on my keyboard. Click the view menu item. No, I refuse. Anyways, so to represent the value 4.02 in scientific notation, it would look something like 402 times 10 to the, where's the up arrow? 10 times -2. Something like that. I was like, that's not how I would do it. Because the way I initially explained it is that you would have, it would be an integer and an integer on each side. Well, an integer to an arbitrary scale. So you have your left side, which is the integer, and then your right side, which is an integer to whatever scale you want. So I said, you know, we could go out to like 10, and then that would be sufficient for most calculations. But then they were like, no. How most people would do it is that they would use scientific notation. Now, please explain to me how scientific notation works. Ah, jeez. I don't know, man. I don't do... That's how I became a programmer. And I didn't go into actuarial science. It's because I'm bad at numbers. You know, I'm good at these calculations. Like, this makes sense, right? You round the exponent, so your current level... Oh, that's not how you do it. So you round your current level, well, the exponent of your current level, so 1 is just 1, so your first level is just 3, more or less. Or no, it raises, oh, actually, that's not how this works at all. What am I talking about? Well, it turns out I'm actually an idiot. Anyways, this this raises e to the power of whatever your level is, and then multiplies it by some sort of scale factor. Let's actually uppercase this to level factor. IMO, that Mass Effect is horrible for reading code. You cover up when you're pointing at it. Oh no. What I should do, I thought it would make it easier to figure out where my mouse is. What I should probably do is change the, I guess change what it looks like. Or at least turn down the opacity. Or no, not turn down the opacity, I should make it smaller. Leave the center transparent completely, yeah. You know, we're making stuff, you know? Everything that I work on is pretty much a work in progress. I don't know what I'm doing, I just kind of do things because they sound cool. Make it a circle around the cursor, yeah. Yeah. I should. There's a lot of things I should do. For example, like, not generate too much log spam so that I fill up my hard drive. But look where we are now. So let's create a panel container for this one. What we're gonna do is we'll add anchor. I prefer to have just a set anchor, although I do know that it would probably be better not to have a set anchor and instead just let the container expand on its own, I think. But we're just gonna do this. We'll do a set anchor, so we'll do like point. Well, let's call it point. Yeah, 0.4 is not bad. Actually, 0.5. Why not? 0.5 bottom. 0.3 maybe. Since you don't really need to see, I guess, at this part, you only need to see the enemies all the way over here. But we can change that if needed. I'll do the standard margins of 10, 10, 10, 10. Right. And then inside of this panel container, and this is what it's going to look like in game. So we'll go to new game. Look at this. Yeah, that looks fine, I think. It could be a little shorter. And then we'll have kind of your, I guess, your statistics over here. I guess almost exactly how they're displayed in the level select screen. So we'll have coins and then, actually that doesn't make any sense, right? Maybe it does. So have these kind of stacked side by side? Maybe not. So if we do like a V-box and then we have H-box container, so you'll have an experience. And then actually, in level select screen, we can just grab this. So this is your coins. So this is full expand. We'll slap this into here. So there's your coins. And then here is your experience. I feel like experience should be first. Yeah. And now I'm looking at this. You know what? I think I am going to emulate how this looks, right? So, because in the original game as well, you had I guess you had your stats, and then you also had like an arrow, special arrows remaining in your quiver. So let's do that. So we'll have your kind of meta stats at the very top. So I can actually grab this just directly. Oh, don't delete those. Delete this. So here we go. These are your meta stats. Look at that. It's beautiful. And then at the bottom, we'll do. I blame you. I got hooked on 2 idols. Oh, did you join this one? Relics of Aviver? This one's more of like I guess a chat system. You can find me on this game as you win. Or if you find my name too hard to find, you can just go to the rankings levels. Rank 1. And also rank 1 and highest harvesting level. Anyways. There's no chance to catch up at this point. Unless I quit. So let's see. We'll have a skill container at the very bottom, and we can make it a second V-box, and then this will take up the entire space. So this is more like gameplay container. It's not really a gameplay container. Yeah, but then you'll have. I suppose it would be an H box, right? So you'll have 2 H boxes. So one is we'll call this kind of your skills. And we'll do just all of this stuff, expand, and then same for this. So this is your skills container, and then this is your items container. Items container, like so. How are you liking Derivative Clicker? Actually, Knock, have you played Derivative Clicker? Who in chat has played Derivative Clicker? My favorite idle game. Superior to Cookie Clicker in every way. I don't play clickers or idle games. Oh, are you too good for idle games? I get it. You're not some sort of mouse. Not into Skinner boxes, are you? You think you're better than me? Just because you're not into Skinner boxes? With all the fluff taken out? Sadly, I can't send you a message yet. Oof. Meta stats. And then this is going to be H-box container. To be honest, I expect you of all people to not like this kind of games. I actually really like this kind of games. Since it's just such horrible game design. Actually, I don't know. I think it's almost like it's the purest form of game design, because there's no fluff around the actual gameplay, which is numbers go up, right? Because if you think about it, you can kind of pare down pretty much every single other type of game to be, you know, more or less a clicker game, right? It's like, you know, click this amount of times to get through the level. Call of Duty, am I right? Or it's like, you know, click the space bar and various other keys enough to get to the end of the level. It's Mario. And then you also increase your level score. Like, amazing game design, but no game. It's like gambling without money. Where's the skill strategy? Yeah, I know. There is no skill or strategy. But you do see the numbers go up. You know, I do get that a lot. Back when I still lived with the roommates, they were also very surprised when I was like, hey, check out this idle game. And he was like, Tim, you of all people, you be like the last person I would expect to be into idle games. And I was like, yeah, well, we all have our vices, unfortunately. The satisfaction in numbers going up. Yeah, it's pretty much that. You know, it's like, have you played Diablo? I mean, that's pretty much what Diablo is, right? If you think about it. Right? So what's the point of like grinding for better gear in Diablo? You just watch your numbers go up. So that you can clear dungeons faster or whatever. Right? Like once you beat Diablo 2, I've actually only played Diablo. But once you know, pick the right equipment and skills, yeah, but like once you beat the game, what's the point in grinding for better gear? What's the point? Riddle me this. That's the strategy? I guess. I suppose. For some clicker games, you do need to strategize. So like let me let me get super defensive and actually show you this one, right? So for this clicker game called Derivative Clicker, oh god, my eyes. There isn't. That's why these games suck when you reach the end. Yeah, I suppose. Well, that's why they have prestiges. So that's you kind of figure out what's the most optimal way to get to the next prestige, right? And then I guess once you figure out the strategy, then it's really easy. But you know, it's like you know, you get your first derivative, and then you actually this is not what you want. Optimal strategy is to use an auto clicker, get as many manual click strength upgrades as possible, and then you want to get to the next level, right? So you know, you get one of these per every 25 clicks, and so this is the most optimal way to play the game, right? I mean, that's your strategy. And then, of course, then the next level comes with prestiging and upgrades and all that. Oh, I like this one. Because the numbers go up really fast. Anyways, let's get out of this. No, but I know that people do have strong feelings about clicker games, one way or the other. Either they're real games or they're not. Or if it's just like a Skinner box. I do acknowledge that they are just it's a Skinner box of the lowest tier. Especially if it's selling you microtransactions. An idle game with microtransactions is that's just bad. Played it once, wrote a bot for it and calculated the optimal strat. That was fun. But after I finished the bot, it was dull and quit. Yeah, well, that's why you gotta play other ones. Have you played Realm Grinder? That one's pretty good. Realm Grinder. This one's pretty good. I'm not gonna open it up. This one has like, you have a lot of different factions and they have different optimal strategies, etc. So it's fun to just find the optimal strategy and then, you know, execute. And then the optimal strategy changes the more money you get per click, right? So, or per click or per tick. I have too many actual games to play to waste my time. That's fair enough. The value in playing an idle game is that, you know, the time investment is fairly minimal. You could just walk away and then you'll still make progress. Stop recommending me idols. I'm sorry. I played a lot of idle games, man. I played a lot of idle games. Right. That's why, like, it has unfortunately somewhat influenced my game design philosophy. Right. I mean, this game that I'm making right now, Hunter's Story, it's more or less a clicker game, right? You just increase your experience, increase your level, so that you may, you know, Oh, and this should be your level. By the way, this should not be your experience, because I need a way to display your level. I got messed up a few. I messed this up in more than one way. Alright, so we need to have double labels in here. So this is the label, then this is the value. Geez. Whoop. I hate the games with micro. Yeah, clicker games or idle games with microtransactions are. Those are just the worst kinds. 100%. Clickers without microtransactions, I'm good with. Yeah. Yeah. Skinner boxes that steal money from people that know any better. Well, I think they do know better, but they're like, I have extra money that I could burn right now, and I'm gonna burn it. You know, that's kind of how I feel about it. Is that they know what they're getting into, especially if you're an adult. If you're an adult who does not have a gambling problem, I think it's on you. I think if you do have if you know that you have a gambling problem, I think that's a harder question to answer. Because part of it is like you should know your limits, which it sounds kind of bad, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, just police yourself. Unless you're really rich, you don't have extra money, like really, really rich. Most people don't know how much money they waste. Well, I don't know. That's something I kind of disagree with, almost. So, I think depending on where you live. So, for example, you know, a lot of my cousins who live in Hong Kong, you know, it's a very expensive city to live in, but also it's very difficult. It's very difficult to, what's the word? You know, actually save up to get equity, aka like buy your own place. So at some point, people have just given up on doing that, right? And so instead, what they do is, you know, they just burn money on whatever they want. It's really unfair given that these systems are designed to hook you in. Yeah, well, I think that's kind of that's why I think it's a good way to, you know, it's a good case study in what makes good game design almost, right? If there's almost no game around it, but it still hooks you in, is it good game design? I think it is, actually. Honestly, I think that is kind of good game design. If there's almost no game to be had, but it still is engaging in some way, I think that is good game design. Is it ethical? Probably not. But is it effective? I think it is. Maybe good is probably too strong a word to use. We wouldn't blame a dog for biting someone if they'd been trying to do that. Same with humans. I'm not sure the dog analogy really goes here. Maybe it does. I don't know. They aren't good games. They aren't. I think they're effective games. Are they good games? By most people's standards, no. But are they effective at, you know, drawing you in and keeping you playing? I think they are. Now, if you were to combine those two mechanics, right, the effectiveness of a clicker game with like an actual, like, you know, game with good game design, I think that's a good game. And now you say like, oh, but it's just the Skinner box. Yeah, but it's a fun Skinner box. That's not what a game is. Yeah, but you can combine the two, right? Why can't you combine the two? That's my question. Oh, don't do this. Well, we can do this. So this is level progress. This is level progress. Progress, as they say in other parts of the world. So, oh no. Value. And we'll call this, we can call this progress bar actually. Progress bar. So the idea here is that we'll display your coin counts and then we'll display your actual level along with your experience to the next level. That's not, you just said clickers are games where there's not gameplay. Clickers are Skinner boxes with a thin veneer of a game. Maybe some clickers are really games, maybe. I don't know. I mean, if you're just clicking like a button to make things go up, right? We can get really abstract, right? What makes a game a game? How much input do you need to have in order for something to be a game? Is a Tamagotchi a game? Right? Like, what do you do with a Tamagotchi? Right? You hatch your egg, you clean up its poop by pressing a button, you feed it by pressing a button. Is it a toy? Perhaps. Is it a game? I don't know, it has games inside of it, but is the Tamagotchi itself a game, or is it a toy that happens to have games inside of it? Right? I think we're drawing some arbitrary lines based off of, you know, maybe some higher ideals, but I guess I'm not really seeing it too much. So games aren't about keeping a player playing forever. They're about fun, simple as that. Anything else is about money. We disagree on what a game is then. Yeah, I suppose. Right, I think a game is anything that allows you to have fun. So you can, so like for me, games and toys are very, very similar. I don't know if that's something I should say out loud, but games and toys are pretty much almost the same thing to me. Hello, McMoog. I say a video game would need at least one input. Yeah. And that's where kind of clicker games come in, or at least idle games. Idle games require a little bit of input. Yeah, let's start getting some, I guess, some concrete things down at what we define as a game. So at least one input. I agree with that. That makes sense to me. Then why do we have two words? Is football a toy? Yeah, football's a toy. It's a toy. But you can also play like an organized game with a football. I guess you do need some constraints as to what you do in the game, right? Off the top of my head, a game could be a set of rules and designed to entertain, not rules to be followed. Well, then is a video game like a game? You are only able to do whatever the game allows you to do. Therefore, you're always following the game's rules. Anything you can do is limited by what the game can do. So is that a rule? Sorry, not a football. Football is a sport. Well, do you call a football? Is it a football ball? What is a football in like Queen's English? Is it still a soccer ball? Do you use a soccer ball in football? Or is it a football? Do you play football with a football? I like to play hand egg with a hand egg. Something to follow. I mean, a game in this general sense, board games included. My balls. Have you been to SawCon? SawCon, these nuts. Mate, I'm talking about the sport, not the ball. But yeah, well, I'm just kind of talking about multiple things at once. So, the football, the ball, is a toy. Football, the sport, is a game because it has some rules. I got him. Oh, get got. Oh, it's been so long since I've had a good Ligma. Yeah, games and toys aren't the same. Yeah, but do toys facilitate games? Or do games exist without the existence of the toy? Right? So if you had a football, if you just had the ball, could you play a game with it? Yes. Could you play football without the ball though? No. Therefore, they're all pretty much one and the same, right? Or at least it's a prerequisite. And in almost the same way, you could think about like game mechanics in the same way, right? You need at least one input. If you don't have an input, or if you don't have like a certain mechanic, does it really make it a game at some point? This Twitch duck messing me up inside. Ever played Mafia? Games and toys are completely different things. Well, yeah, you know, it's a set of rules. So we're trying to define what exactly constitutes a game at this point, right? What was I doing? This is the coins path. Export var coins. So like, you know, it's we keep talking about things in kind of the general sense, but if we want to get to the bottom of this, you know, are clicker games, then we need to define what exactly a game is, right? Because I think that's the kind of the general disagreement of what constitutes a game. Well, yeah, when you just said well, yeah, when you just said the opposite. Don't wait, what? I understand the correction. Which part was being corrected again? Coins path on ready var level get node level path. Never mind, I'm distracted too. Okay. Well, anyways, basically, what I've been wanting to do is make a game that has kind of an idle game inside of it. That's basically it. So prepare your butts. I think actually I did see on Twitter that someone did make a game like that. So I guess it's not really a game by itself, but it's right. It's like a procedural platformer game almost, I think. So you jump around, you kind of explore a procedural world, but then also in order to, you know, accrue more abilities, you play kind of an idle clicker game on this side, which I thought was pretty cool. It's a good mix of the two things. And then, you know, the more skills and abilities you get, the more of the world you kind of unlock, and then the more of the world that you unlock, the more currency that you can, or I guess permanent upgrade currency that you can get in order to upgrade the idle game side, so they kind of feed into each other. So you have the exploration part, which feeds into the idle part. The idle part feeds into the exploration part. So I thought that was kind of a neat idea of combining the Skinner box, although it is two separate game mechanics. Coding and having an argument is annoyingly hard. Yeah, man. Especially since I'm talking out loud and trying to do two things at once. Alright. Is this good? No, this will crash because I have not assigned these yet. Yeah, but there is a way, in my opinion, to mix the kind of Skinner box gameplay of a, you know, a clicker game, and also the, you know, mechanics of a regular game. Right, you can mix them together, and it would make just a better game in general. And if you don't want to interface with it, I suppose you don't have to, right? But it's something that's always going on in the background anyway. So, you know, if you don't want to interface with it, if you don't want to interface with the clicker game or idle game part of your game, that's fine. It will move on without you because it just runs on its own. How is it an idle game if you do things? Well, because it's two separate parts, so it's not what I was kind of envisioning for, like combining a clicker game and a regular game, because it's two different parts of the same game that kind of feed into each other. Oh, we don't want to do that. Hold on. I don't know how streamers can stay productive and talk at the same time. It's kind of a learned skill, and also I'm not. To be honest, I'm not being very productive right now. Unfortunately. I'm trying. I'm usually a bit more productive, but I am a little mind flooded from discovering that I had a memory leak in one of my programs. So I'm just talking a lot more to mask the shock. Or rather, is it still an idle game? I've not seen a single streamer coder that's productive. The only ones that do ignore chat, yeah. Unfortunately. Well, I suppose to be fair, I did write this entire program pretty much on stream, so I think that's not too bad. I would think I would have got a lot more progress a lot sooner, if I was not streaming, but I think, you know, where it is right now isn't too bad. Oh, Migmoog, thank you very much for the Prime description. Prime subscription. Prime description, maybe. You didn't provide a description, but thank you very much for the Prime subscription. Much appreciated. Appreciate the support. Once over many weeks, and most work was done when chat was more quiet. Or over many weeks, yeah. I have been working on this since like the middle of January, so it's been a while, but not too bad. What date is it? 9? Working on this for roughly 9 months, and actually I did take a few months off to work on like other things. Like I did work on what's the term? Like a game jam game for like 2 weeks. Enjoy it. Thank you, Migmoog. Thank you again. Are you using separate lines for declaring node path and var because it's less error prone? So I'm using different lines for declaring these two things because I don't know. I think someone in chat it is less error prone, I suppose. But what because if you provide a direct path, if you change the node order or you change any node names, then you need to remember to change it in your code as well. However, when you use node path, right? So you can see here that this is all set via the UI. If you were to change, say, this level value to be like, I don't know, ASDF, right? You can see that this kind of automatically updates inside of the UI, so I don't need to worry about the pathing here inside of the code. Although I can tell you one of the big downsides to doing things this way is that for whatever reason, it doesn't give you type hints. Actually, is this how you get type hints back? I've just noticed that in the editor. No, that's not how you get type hints back. I don't know. You lose type hinting using this methodology, but it does allow you to, you know, make changes pretty quickly without having to worry about the absolute path. So that's the plus and minus. That you can decide for yourself whether or not you think that's a good thing or not. All right. So what I need to be doing here is, I think I just need to update this every single frame, more or less. Yeah. Let's see, if done spawning, yeah, so we have one check here to see if we need to change the screen at any point. If you're not type cast the var there, you can cast as type, I think. That way you get the static type. Yeah, so I did try that just now, right? So you see here, we give it a save, so, oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't press save. You know what? You are totally correct. You are totally correct. So the only downside to this system now is, I guess, the additional weight of having an additional variable. But yeah, you know what? I thought I tried it, but it turns out I did not press save. So you are totally correct. You can delete the first part too? No, absolutely not. No, I like having the type there. It does make it easier for me to read. Right, because I think part of programming, in my opinion, is being able to read really quickly, right? I mean, that's mostly what programming is. You're very rarely banging out a bunch of code all at once. You're mostly just trying to read code and figure out what you want to do next. So the easier you make it for you to read, the better. Why should that be? You've already specified the type of the var. No, not that one. The onReady var type. Yeah, I know this part, yeah. You're talking about this part here. But see, the problem is that I like being able to just look at this. I almost never look at what it's assigned to. I don't care about the right side. All I care about is this side. These two options. So pretty much like this is kind of how I read. This is how I speed read code, is I just look at the left-hand side. So, and that's kind of how I read functions as well. So I will read like I'll read like the first 2 lines, skip to the end, and then see if there's anything else I need to look at. Yeah, static. Yeah, why do you have to cast? So if I don't cast, you can see that I lose type hinting at line 16. So we can make it bigger. But why? Yeah, I don't know why you lose type hinting. But casting is the only way to get it back, which is very strange. Yeah, I thought that was a downside. So now the only downside to using this kind of weird node path to, or export var node path structure to this kind of onReady get node structure is you have just a bunch of extra variables that are only used once, but that's fine. What type is it if you don't cast? I think it's just duck typed. It's a weird glitch. It must be a glitch or bug in the type system. I don't really have an answer for you. I was able to send you a message. Oh, baby, on Ababer. Oh, there it is. There's the uwu. Hold on, I got you. Uwu. Phenomenal. Anyways, thank you very much, BumD197, for the tip. You learn more every day. If you don't cast this dynamic type, you get stupid IntelliSense. Yeah. So I think all it knows is that it's some sort of reference type, or not even a reference type. I think if you don't have it, it just thinks it's like an object, right? So if you do something like, what was it? It was player. Your IntelliSense is just, can you dereference? Or is this just, let's see. Yeah, it's actually, oh, it has duplicate on it. Maybe it just thinks it's a resource. I don't know. I have no idea what it thinks it is. If it was only everything that was inherited, it's still fine. Why not switch to C#? No. So the reason why I'm not switching to C# for this one is because I want to deploy this to, I want this to be primarily like a web game. So like Hunter Story, the original game, is also like entirely a web game. So C# does deploy to the web, but I think GDScript is just a bit more portable, in my opinion. Don't say no Java programmer. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Don't ask me why I do certain things. Sometimes things happen. And that's that's about it. Things happen sometimes. Why do they happen? I don't know. Game data. Let's see. Is it just coins? Did I call it coins? I did just call it coins. Amazing. So we need to string this. Coins.text, and then let me think. I think, is it level progress is equal to string game manager game data. I think it's just experience. I've gotten sick of Godot actually. Thinking about these switching to C# or Rust. You could, you know, no one's stopping you. I think GDScript does have its downsides for sure. I think I'm coming around. I'm coming back around to liking Rust more. I don't know. For really small things, it's not too bad. So you can kind of see, you know, to do the mouse tracking thing, right? So check this out. I added this. I don't know if you're here for the explanation. Knock. Or even BumD197. BumD. I feel like I should just move away from Godot completely. Ugh, but why? Do you not like the way that Godot does things? I don't know. I like the structure since it's very object oriented. Love GG Kid, honestly. Yeah. Anyways, this is the little Rust code that kind of moves the kind of Godot logo around. I don't know, for very tiny scripts, I think I like using Rust. For more complicated things, I need to think about it. But I'll read the book eventually. I'm reading the Rust book in pieces, and also not in order. Kind of like how I do most of my programming. Alright, so I think we need, in our ready function, we do need to initialize these. Yeah, feels very arbitrary. Latest issue was trying to get a kinematic to work like a rigid body. So I think if you're trying to do that, you could just use a rigid body. And then change it between the rigid body mode and the kinematic body mode, right? So replace rigid body with kinematic mode. Yeah. But that doesn't have move and slide. Yeah, so you need to apply, like, add force on every frame. Isn't Unity almost like that? So my player controller is broken. It's, you know, very tiny changes in my opinion. Not too bad. Level progress. Oh, and the level progress bar needs to have level progress. And we can grab this stuff here. Yeah, we'll grab all this stuff. Yeah. No, my player controller is broken. No. Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't know, I think I have an example, or a closed source example, unfortunately. Yeah, egress. Of using a player controller like that. This is a, oh, and actually this is a kinematic body. Never mind, ignore me. You can make a single object both a kinematic and a rigid. Just disable one component, enable the other. Just change the mode. Yeah, but what Knock is saying is that the functions available are different. Whereas I think Unity kind of wraps them together somehow. I forget how Unity does it. I don't know. I guess why would it break your current system? That's my question. Right, you would just need to change which functions you're plugging your, I guess, your intended velocity into, right? Yeah, it uses move and slide, but then you could just use, you know, add central force, whatever velocity you had before. Something like that. So coins text level progress, and then level dot text is equal to game manager game data dot level, one of these. And I feel like I should actually store these here and then write it back to the game data, right? Instead of just writing straight to the game data every single time. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this is bad, but I know this will work, so let's do it. We'll just set it every single time. And then every single time that you kill a basic enemy, your experience goes up. Yeah, this might work. Who knows? Level text. Oh, right, because this needs to be strings. Because these are numbers. Let's see. So we have this. I forgot. Alright, just copy and paste. I know this part works. So update every frame. Probably don't want to do that, honestly, but so it goes. We'll think of something better. So the ever level, it looks like it's censored, but I don't think it's actually censored. It just looks censored. Yeah, look at that. Is the level not updating? Question mark. Question mark. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, an essay. Okay, you guys are just having your own side conversation. I won't try to butt in. I don't know. I think my take on using Godot over other tools is that, you know, if you don't want to use GDScript, you don't even have to. You can just use it as a renderer, as a nice cross-platform renderer. And then you could also just, I don't know, like, I have an example somewhere, right? It's like a bevy thing. Bevy. Is it this one or this one? Bevy Godot Swarm, or is it this one? ECS. It's one of these that uses Bevy for movement and actually no collision just yet, but it shouldn't be too hard. And then Godot is just like the kind of front end renderer plus like GUI components. So I don't know, I like how flexible Godot is, and it also has a functional editor, which is more than can be said for other projects, right? Unity is not open source. Unreal, you can view the source, but it's not, I guess, it is open, but it's not free. I think I'll be happier just using something else instead. Macroquad it is. Just wanted an excuse to use Rapier anyways. Yeah, Rapier looks cool. Rapier looks pretty optimized, and they also have a JavaScript library for it as well, which is cool. Yeah. I've been looking at that. I don't know, to integrate it into Godot. That might be kind of fun. So we'll go full. I don't know. I think at this point, especially with now that I have a lot of tooling set up and a lot of kind of ideas on how to structure Godot programs, I think I'm kind of all in. Actually, how am I doing? WASM, mate, it's the future. Not sure if you're confused by the terms of rigid body. People have been claiming for years now. You know, there's actually a few groups who are trying to create like a WASM, a WebAssembly runtime for Godot, so that your app is almost completely sandboxed, but also you do get native performance, or near native performance anyways. Yeah. I think the people who I was working with who were doing the VRM stuff for this application that I worked on, they're also working on like a WASM runtime for Godot, which seems cool. It is open source, but there's no documentation on it, so I guess they just know how it works. It looks interesting to me. I think right now it's Godot 4 only though. So here's the question. References don't have a process function, right? Yeah, references don't have a process function, so I need to think about this. Oh, my back. I'm a player, it's normally kinematic, but when did I want the body to move around like a rigid body? Controlled by physics alone. I don't know. I think unfortunately, the first answer that comes to mind for your use case is to use a rigid body and then just have it run in kinematic body mode. And then you'll just have to port your code. Or here's another thing, is you create 2 copies of your character. One kinematic one, and then one rigid body. I'm just here enjoying some idols and rhythm games. Oh baby, rhythm games. I'm very bad at rhythm games. So this is a node. Let me see. So what if I do this? We can do like set experience, right? Yeah. We can make this a setter getter, a set get, if you will. That's what I do. That sucks. Twice the number of scenes in scripts, and I want to do the same for not just player but all enemies too. So yeah, 10 assets to turn into 20. I'm wondering, now that I'm thinking about it. So if all you need them to do is act like rigid bodies, and there's not really any animations associated with them, couldn't you do you could have some sort of script that looks something like you know, function, you know, on killed. Oh, there are animations. Oh, never mind. If there are animations, okay, my idea was not gonna work. So what I was gonna say is, like, on killed, you would do something like so, you know, a new rigid body, right? And then you just instance a rigid body 2D. I'm assuming that you're working in 2D via code, and then you copy over all the nodes you need. And so it doesn't, all you do is add an additional line. Actually, it could still work. It could still work. If you knew what the animation should look like, you could do like, you know, rigid body, you know, add node, and then you get, you know, my animation player. Somehow duplicated. Right? And so it copies all the resources in your animation player. You know, then you do like an add child to it. Add child, or add child wherever you need it, the new rigid body to be. Yield rigid body ready. Then rigid body dots, you know, get node anim player play your animation. I have to do that for every single staple component. Do you not have like an entity, like a base entity class? Yeah, you would have to do that for every single stateful component though, that is true. So it would be a little painful. It would be a little painful, but you could do this asynchronously, so. It just depends on, I guess, how many things your nodes have. But it's another option to consider, right? So if you don't have too many components, or if your inheritance structure allows for this, then you could just do this. I don't know how fast it would be, but I think it would work, especially if you ran it asynchronously. Anyways, what was I doing? I was doing a set get for experience. So set get set experience. Like that. Yeah. And so this one, hello. Hello. Function, oh yeah, okay, there we go. So value, some sort of float. FYI, this is a remake of a Unity game. I didn't have this problem, that's the worst part. Well, I think the problem is that you can't structure them the same way, unfortunately, right? Like, you could try to, you know, do a kind of a near one-to-one to Unity's component system with Godot's node system, but I think it's not really that easy. There's no other structure that I can see that doesn't involve double the number of assets. Well, unfortunately, you do already have your answer, and you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. It's to use a rigid body. If you don't want to have double the assets, well, let's think about it. So given a kinematic body, so these things are kinematic bodies, and you want them to act like a rigid body while maintaining the same node structure and also more or less the same scripts. I don't know. Have you tried Googling it? Godot, kinematic body 2D to rigid body 2D. Alright, well, Or maybe release game. Talking about release games, I do have a few Game Jam games that you could check out if you're so interested. They're mostly all bad. I like this game was actually a really good idea, which was it's based off of the idea of kind of a MOBA style control, so Dota style or League of Legends style control, but MMO style skill rotations, so you maintain maximum uptime on all your skill cooldowns, that's a game I would like to work on eventually, but I don't. It's not really in a state that I can work on stream, I guess, because it's pretty much all code since I'm rewriting it in C#. Like an absolute fool. So if experience is greater than or equal to get experience, hey, can I not do get experience to next level? Can you not do that? Oh, you can. At least I hope you can. I don't know. I feel like the solution I gave you, right? So, what things do you need your ragdolls to do, right? Is it just play the animation? And is everything else controlled via the animation? Besides, I guess, your physics? I feel like my solution could have worked, right? Right, because since it's a dead body, right? Well, if I had to rewrite the player controller, why not rewrite the whole thing anyways? Maybe. I don't know. I feel like since it's a ragdoll, right? You don't need to have all the other things on it. As long as your animation player, has the animations, and the body it's associated with has the correct physics values. I guess I'm not really seeing the problem. Get experience to next level. So EXP to next level. This is a float, by the way. I'm gathering points for that funny number. Oh baby. The pivot number. It is true, most staple components will disappear. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Knock, is that you don't... I think my solution might work. As long as you duplicate over the nodes that you need, and you can also, attach a script at runtime as well, I think it'll work. I think it'll work for your use case. It's not as, I guess it's not the Unity way of doing it, but I think it'll work. I'm kind of spitballing here. What's web bed? Is this a Ligma? Webbed. Oh, this is the Godot game. I've seen this. I've seen a few Reddit posts on this. This is neat. Oh, and it's out? Yo. I might play this one. This one looked really cool. It's not Godot? Oh, I'm a total liar then. I thought it was a Godot game. Maybe I just saw it on r/gamedev. I'm a fraud. Please ignore me. I have seen it though. I have seen it. Because it has the little spider and you can kind of wave with his, I guess his front legs. Maybe it's not even a him, maybe it's a her. I don't know. I suppose it would be a her since it's, I guess, more capable. Female spiders do tend to be more capable than male spiders. Perhaps it is a female. Game Maker 2, I think, but the web physics in that are very cool. Yeah. So Super Frustrating TBH, why don't they have movement slide on rigid body and kinematic mode? I don't know. I don't know. Actually, are you able to change the node type at runtime? I've never thought about doing that. Godot, change node type at runtime. Yeah, there we go. How do I change a node? How do I change node type via script? You're actually deleting your node, creating a new. Oh, okay, so you can't do that. Cool. It's not a light one. Consider alternatives to doing this at runtime in your game. Oh, this is pretty much what I was suggesting. Okay. And it's answered by Xylan, who is a Godot contributor. Okay, well. Ismail tries to save his GF spider. Oh, very cool, very cool. I might play it. I like GameMaker 2, or I think I used to like GameMaker 2 before I learned more about programming. Anyways, experience is equal to EXP to next level. Wait. Experience. Hold on. So what I'm trying to do here, right? Set experience is we'll do, if your experience is greater than your EXP needed for the next level, then we'll do experience minus experience to next level. So this will either give you 0 or a number greater than 1 if you are, I guess, kind of went over the needed experience amounts. So this way you don't lose any experience. And then we'll also just increment your level plus equals 1, right? Something like that. And then here we'll go into combat screen. Level progress, no, we don't actually. None of these are what we want. It's this one, killed. Yeah, and then we just do the game dead experience plus equals experience, which calls our setter function. Oh. Also, that face when no spider GF. Ooh. Make kinematic body methods available when rigid bodies in kinematic mode. Oof. Closed in 2017. I guess it just died at some point, right? Oh, there is an open PR that has no progress on it, so I guess you could, if you really wanted to. Oh, actually, no. This is an issue. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. My bad. Oh, it's completely different. Sorry. I'm kind of all over the place right now. It's a new game. What I'm trying to do is implement the UI system and also just kind of the EXP system, so we can see that we're starting to accrue levels. How nice. And they're all kind of calculated automatically, which is cool. Boing, 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 boing. Ah, there we go. Look at that, it works. Huzzah! Look at that. And then we need to hook this up here in the main display level select screen. We'll do the same thing that we did in combat screen. It might be nice to have this GUI just kind of restructure itself, depending on the screen. I'm not sure how you would do that though. So this one just needs to be in the ready function so it won't change. Set up anyways. I'm convinced I should just drop Godot. I prefer code first anyways. Yeah, I guess if you're more of a... if you prefer having direct control, I think code first is probably better. I, for one, don't really care about the code. Code for me is just kind of a means to an end. You know, whatever it's doing, I don't care as long as it works. You know, I'll leave it to smarter people than me. I'll leave it to Nock to optimize the code. So Unity can handle this type of physics. Apparently it can, yeah. Or at least it handles it in the same way. Apparently. I don't remember that, but it's also been a very long time since I've done Unity. Yeah, I do get what you're saying though, Nock. That's frustrating. The only solution I have for you is to rewrite the controller. Oh, you know what? You know what you could do, Nock? So given you have a Node 2D, hear me out. is you can do the same thing like that. And then inside of this node, you would either call kinematic body 2D with, we can add a collision object to make it happy to both of these, send it, right? And then you would just have to call like node 2D dot kinematic body, self dot kinematic body 2D move and slide, and then you'll just have to have a toggle somewhere, right? Because both of these, kinematic body 2D, if we look inside of the documentation, right? Yeah, see, rigid bodies and kinematic bodies, wait, did I say that right? Rigid bodies and kinematic bodies, yes, both inherit from physics bodies 2Ds, right? So what you could do, if you're willing to do it, that's just squeezing two objects into one. I still need to duplicate all the other nodes under both. Do you though? Couldn't you just add all the nodes under this main node plus the node 2D won't move? Yeah, well, it could, right? So what you could do, and I'll just for demonstration purposes, I'll just save this at the ASDF. Congratulations, welcome to the ASDF node. What you could do here is function, process, and then see you have a kinematic body 2D. So say what you could do is you do onReady var kbody is equal to what is it? Kinematic body. Do you kind of see what I'm doing here? Yeah. onReady var rbody is equal to your rigid body. Yeah, and then you're right, and even better, right? You would have var, I guess current body, I suppose, and then this would inherit from physics body 2D. Yeah, something like that. And then in your ready function, you would do current body equals k body, and then on killed. Well, and then you would just do. Oh, that's tough though. I guess that doesn't really make too much sense because you would still need to have the check for whether or not it's you are for which function you want to call. But k body dots move and slide, blah. He's done it. I've just been talking and working on something else, but it came to me, and it just like a dream. And then you would, at the very end of your process function, or you wouldn't want to do this in process, but physics process, you would do self, or no, you would just do global position is equal to k body global position. And then wouldn't you would also need to zero out the physics body's position, right? Global position is equal to global position. Yeah, so I think this is the kind of flow you would need to go with, unfortunately. Something like that, right? So you would have two bodies, have everything else just be under the main parent node, call either move or slide, or apply forces, and then you need to normalize your physics body with your main node, unfortunately. It would, yeah. You could do global rotation is equal to k body global rotation, and then you would also need to zero that out, of course, at the very end. So you do current body global rotation. And I think you do need to use global rotation because this is a child inside of your current node. So I'm not sure if using local position would work or not. Yeah, you can set kinematic body position to rigid body. That way they stay together what's inside of the rigid body. Well, they're not inside each other, right? They're actually both contained inside of just one big parent node. That's the solution I'm suggesting, and I think that might work. Yeah, so as long as you always reset their position afterwards at the very end, like that, I think it'll work. Something like that. They will move separately. Well, they won't, right? So as long as your rigid body never moves, well, yeah, as long as you have your rigid body be disabled, right? Actually, it doesn't even need to be disabled. As long as there's no force applied to your rigid body, your node 2D should control its position, right? At least that's what it should do in theory. As long as there's no force applied to the rigid body, its position will be entirely dictated by the node 2D. I think it will, yeah. I think it will. I haven't tested it. They're not handled like that. Are they though? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely convinced, but I also don't really have any code to handle it either. Let's see. I could test that. I could test out my hypothesis here. Let's see. Oh, is this? Did I not save this? Or did I? Oh, I did save it. Yeah. It's just asdf.textscene at the very root. Yeah, there we go. ASDF. Yeah, let's test it. Not sure though, my experience. I'm not dead. I'm just idling. No problems, Gyozen. We're solving a completely separate problem. But I'm having fun. So var vel, we'll just call it velocity is equal to, since this is really quick, right? And I can just instance this in somewhere, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Probably in combat screen. Although actually now I'm thinking about it, that's gonna break. Anyways. Don't you need to access integrate forces or whatever it's called? No, I don't think you do. You can just do something like rigid body, add force, or add central force, and then, you know, whatever this is. Right? So you would do, if current body is kinematic body 2D, then we'll do this. Otherwise, current body, what is it called? Add or apply, is it add central force? Apply central force? What is it called? Central force. Force. Hey, our body, add central force, and then we can just use current body. So velocity, one of these. I'm committed now. I wanna find out. To set multiple scripts on one node. I think you can do that with Godot next. I don't want to use Godot next. No, what I'm saying is that whenever you zero out the positions, as long as no force is being applied to your rigid body, I think it should just copy the position of its parent node. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Although, it's been called into question whether or not that's correct. And so now I'm trying to figure out if that's right or not. If input is, I don't know, can I just key pressed, key, let's do A. Vel.x is equal to -1. And then we'll do the same thing for, what is it, key D, we want plus equals, and then we'll also have W, which is Y -1. And then, yeah, let's just slap this into our combat screen, I don't know. So welcome to the team. Oh, you don't have any sprites. That's probably a problem. Let's give you a polygon. Well, actually, no, we'd have a sprite. So sprite, welcome to the team, icon.png. So rigid body ignores if you set position outside integration forces or whatever, doesn't it? I think so. Yeah, it's complicated that my root node doesn't move when parent rigid body moves. So I made root node a rigid body to avoid confusion. Yeah. That's why I'm doing this. I feel like there's a communication breakdown. So here we want to set root node to body position, right? And then we recenter. This code here recenters the root or the physics body to root node. So doing it this way, I don't think it should interfere with any, I guess, physics processes either, which is ideal. Yeah, I feel like this will work. That's just me. Key 0 current body is equal to K body. So when we press 0, we'll be in kinematic mode. LF input is key pressed. Key 1 current body is equal to R body, rigid body, right? And so we can test this out probably. I guess we'll just go into this one. Where'd you go? Where are you? You're off screen. Oh, it's because I placed you off screen. Okay, my bad, my bad, my bad. You can be here. So if we go into here, I guess we're just not going to listen to any inputs at all. Oh, because there's no gravity, right? But also, it's because I am moving at a rate of 1 per second. This is also true. Yeah. Although now that I'm thinking about it, wouldn't that mean, I don't know. I feel like you should be able to switch though. I don't know. I'll need to see what happens. So we can move. Then we press 1. Oh geez, where are we going? Oh god. So it works, kinda. So I did not apply any gravity, by the way. So we can move up, we can move down. There's no gravity, and then when I press 1, oh geez. we have physics are applied at like light speed, which is unfortunate. Yeah, so I think it works. See, seems to work, I think. It's a bit jank, but so it goes. We can also set like I guess a physics scale factor, so like a, you know, physics factor. So some sort of floats. So we can, let's just set it like this. Physics factor is equal to 1.0 because we initially set ourselves to be a kinematic body. Then here we can do, you know, if we switch back to kinematic body, it will be 1.0. Otherwise, our physics factor will be, I guess, a bit lower. We'll half our physics process. And then we can also modify some of these, I guess, right? If we lower the weight, we should bounce around less. So something like that. So you can see we move around. Oop. Not really sure where we're going. We can always turn on collision shapes and see where it's going. I remember that I'm pressing W-A-D, no S just yet. Oh. Oh. They lost something there. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. Well, what if we just do... If we make it static as well, and then whenever you change... Or maybe we don't make it static like that, right? There's a few things that you can do. There's a few things that we can do. RBody dot mode is equal to static, right? And then whenever we change... so if we change to kinematic body, we'll make sure that we are in mode static. Otherwise, we want to be in mode rigid, right? Possibly. I mean, we don't need to reset velocity. Oh, goodbye. Oh, and they're colliding with each other. Oh, and then we should disable one of them. There we go. R body dot get child 0 disabled equals true. So there's a lot that you need to do. There's a lot that goes into it if you want to have that specific functionality, but I think it'll work. There's not really a big reason why I'm doing it like this, by the way. Well, I think generally you don't really toggle between the two that often anyways, so I don't think it's a huge drawback. IMO. It might be, I don't know. Let's see. Possibly, I don't know. We're just trying things, right? I've never tried to do something like this either. I think I'll just use macro quad. No, look, it works. Oh, geez, we also accelerate to light speed, but because I'm applying constant force. Good idea. Too finicky. Ah, well, we tried. Look, it works. And then we can go back to kinematic mode. Yeah, see, it'll work. You just need to, I guess, get a little fancy with it. So we go back to kinematic mode. Very slowly roll around. We go into rigid body mode. We can apply a force. I guess it's a constant force as well. Yeah. But, you know, I'll throw this into the Discord if you want to check it out. Because who needs pace spin when you have Discord? Let's see. Enjoy. If you want to look at that. Anyways, this piece of code is going away. If you want to, you know, do it that way, it's an interesting idea. It is a bit finicky, to be sure. It does feel like you're kind of cheating the engine, but I think it'll work. Don't delete base enemy. Ooh. Alright, so go here, delete this thing. Delete the text scene first, and then delete ASDF. There we go. See, we're problem solvers here. We're problem solvers. We don't change engines just because things are hard. We do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. And they are things worth doing. Something like that. Been trying to use screen texture shader, but for only a yes. Oh no, shaders. Is there a way to do that in 2D? Yes, there is. Luckily for you, I have dealt with that exact problem just now. Or not just now, but like, I suppose yesterday when I was working on this. So this stream overlay does exactly what you want, right? And you can check out the stream overlay code here. So pretty much everything I work on is open source, bumd. So what you want to look at is screen plugins. You know what? I should have given you the direct link to what you want to look at. So it's mouseripple.gd. Actually, it's pretty much not even mouseripple.gd. It's just the mouseripple text scene. So here's the more exact one. But we can look at it in Godot, and you can see here that, how did you filter the other object using, oh, I did not. So the way I'm doing it here is, you can see here that we have just a control node that's stretched out to fit the entire viewport. And here, this scene is placed inside of this canvas layer. And then everything that's being affected by the shader, and you can see that I am using the shader right now as well. So this canvas layer, everything that's below this color rect is affected by the shader. Does that make sense? Don't save, don't save that. So I see, it will not help me. Oh, okay. So do you only have, oh, okay. So I see what you're saying. You have a lot of objects in a scene already, but you don't want to move them. Can't you move them though? Alright, I'll head off to lunch. Thanks for the help, me. I appreciate it. No problem, Knock. Anything for you. Well, anything that's Godot related for you. Yeah, need to compose screen texture. Don't I use screen texture here? Yeah, I am using screen texture here. Pivot. Oh, no. Pivot. I said anything, but I meant anything with an asterisk. Please refer to your included employee handbook for various things that are excluded from anything. I won't get Godot just yet. Oh, baby. Take it easy, Knock. In 3D, there's a visual instance thing you can turn off object by layer. Well, right, I think if you are adjusting your screen texture, well, so if you are given a node that has a bunch of child nodes, is this something that you want to turn on and off, right? Do you want to selectively, like sometimes you'll want to, you know, sometimes you'll want to have a sprite have a shader applied to it, but other times you don't want them to have the shader. Is that what you're saying? Or is it that these nodes will always only these nodes and only these nodes will have the shader applied to them? Right? Let's say there's a lot of objects on screen. Well, so the reason why I'm asking that question, right, is that you could use a remote transform 2D, I think. And so whenever, right, you need to control the position of those nodes. So you could separate, well, I guess you don't even need to use a remote transform. You could just separate out their sprite node, place it inside of a canvas layer, and then have a script on your sprite that's like saying, you know, let me pseudocode something really quick. Let's say there's a lot of objects on screen. I will take 5 objects and blur them and then use that for screen texture. Just use that for your screen texture? I can help you with blurring just a few objects, right? I know this works, right? So if you only want to blur a few selective objects and only those objects, this is how you would do it. You would place your blurring code on its own canvas layer, and then you would want to move all your sprites into that canvas layer, right? And then attached to those sprites, you could have a script that says like, right, you have some sort of variable that's like, you know, parents, right? And that's a reference to your, you know, your parent node 2D. And then in your, you know, your process function, you would do like global position is equal to parent global position. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you would selectively apply a shader to a few objects. It's kind of a hack, but I can't really think of a better way of doing that. I have done something like this before. I use texture LOD mipmap to blur in shader. How did I do this shader? Any shader work I do is I look at someone else's shader and then just kind of fumble around until it works. Not sure what you were suggesting. Well, so since you say that you only need a few sprites to be blurred, on an object. And I'm assuming that your object does not always need to be blurred. It only needs to be blurred sometimes. So on each of your objects, and assuming that your objects all have sprites, right? So you would have some sort of function on all your objects that say like, you know, like blur sprite, right? Then you would take your sprite node. Well, you would do like a, I guess you could do like a move child. Not, well, I guess you couldn't do a move child. You would have to have a reference to some sort of container node. Yeah, basically, you will not duplicate the sprite. You would move the sprite around. So you would maintain a reference to some canvas layer that has your blurring shader. You would move the child from your object to this layer, right? But you maintain the reference, right? And then in your process function, process, right? So assume that your sprites is stored in a variable called sprite. So you can see here, I've already done that for myself. Right, so blur sprite, what you would do is, you know, my reference to blur node, you know, add child sprite, right? And I guess you have to do a remove child sprite. Remove child sprite and then add the sprites to your canvas layer node that has your blurring shader applied on like a color rect or something. Right? And then in your process function, you would just do sprites.global position is equal to global position, something like that. I think that would work. Right? So it's a bit jank, but I mean, what can you do? It's kind of a weird use case. And then you would have unblur sprite, and that would be the opposite of this, right? So you would remove child. So this is like, I'm blurring because you want to make meta balls, fluid-like visuals, and clamp that blur to a solid color. I can't really help you with very complicated shader stuff. Shaders I'm somewhat uncomfortable with. I understand what they do. I just don't really have a good understanding of how to write them well. You know, fragment shaders work on every single pixel. Vertex shaders manipulates, you know, vertices in 3D. I don't really know how they work in 2D. But yeah, this is how I would do it. So you blur sprite, so you'd move the child to some sort of blurring node, and then in your process function, you would just update the sprite's position manually. Right. Let me tell you my I wait with bated breath for your solution. Yeah, that's my solution, right? Anyways, we're gonna get out of that. It's mostly just to demonstrate. I kind of know what I'm talking about. It might not be the most elegant solution, but that's not what you come for these streams for. I have solutions. You know, I'm solution oriented. Now, how the quality of the solution, I don't really care, but the speed of the solution, 10 out of 10. I enable HDR and give the objects color R over 3, so it's raw data and unrealistic. Doesn't color only go from 0 to 1? What happened? Yeah, what happens if you give it 3? I've never tried that before. Then I filter screen space texture by filtering out excessive R. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I've never thought about doing that. You know what I've done is, I think I've done something slightly similar when I was doing silhouettes. Except I didn't go higher than 1. I think I just had a value I had a specific color I filtered for. But that makes sense. If you go higher than 1, colors won't naturally get higher than 1, so that's pretty safe to do. Yeah, that makes sense. I've never thought of going higher than 1. But, you know, seems like it'll work. Anyways, this is the game. We have collision objects still enabled. Yeah, I think your solution isn't... I think it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm not sure how you're doing the blurring, but I'm assuming it works for you. Yeah. Thanks for the help. No problem. I guess were you trying to gauge my solution against your solution and see which one's better? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really, if you want like a good solution, I'm probably not the person to go to. Just let me be upfront about it. I think if you want a solution that works, that's where I'm good. Your solution, honestly, don't understand. It's basically you move nodes around, and so you have a node specifically for blurring. Maybe it's because it's very different from what I'm doing. Yeah, I think I've almost completely embraced the Godot way of doing things, which is I like to manipulate the scene tree at runtime, so I like to move things around. Yeah, I think yours is very shader oriented, which will also work. As it's probably a lot faster than what I suggested, right? You know. I think it is a bit harder to visualize for me, but that's because I don't really do a lot of that kind of stuff. Mobile, it takes 10 FPS to do your solution. I think my solution will work then. Yeah, so just have your shader running on a canvas layer, a completely separate canvas layer. And then move your sprite nodes to that canvas layer whenever you want to blur them. And then move them back. Move them back to your original object whenever you want to unblur them. So you just have a canvas layer that does all the blurring. It does. I assure you, that's what I just demonstrated. Assuming that your shader works how I think it works, it should work. Yeah. Doesn't make sense. I wanna take your time, so I'll watch the VOD. Fair enough. What I wrote wasn't really, like, I guess code that would actually work, since it was more pseudo code, right? I guess if you want, well, let me draw it out. I can draw it for you. Let's go to regular paint. Right, so you would have, right, so given your objects, my node, which has a sprite, right? Oh, that's pretty small. How do I increase the size? Oh, there we go. So given my node, and then given sprite on that object. Oh, hello, Gyozen. Nice, ooh, an animated thing. Emote. I was about to say emoji, but that's not really an emoji. And so this is a canvas layer that has, right, and this is a subnode. So given a canvas layer that has, I guess, a color rect on it, and this color rect has a shader, which is your blur shader that applies only inside of this canvas layer. And so what you want to do is when you blur, you want to move your sprite here. And specifically render it before you render your color rect. So you need to do several things. You want to remove child from my node. You want to add child to canvas layer, and then you want to move child sprite to position 0. That's not how screen texture works, sadly. Isn't this how this works? Yeah, that's kind of how this works. Maybe your shader doesn't work in the same way I'm thinking it works. Without using screen texture to blur anything costs 2 times more. I don't know. I mean, that's how this works. I don't Alright, that's why I kind of suggested a solution, because I was using screen texture here in my shader. And then you would want to move it back once you're done blurring. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's worth investigating if you can make that work, though. Right, there's the drawing. Beautiful. It'll take all the things into not how a scene tree is composited, but it is though. That is how it's composited. Maybe that's not how your scene tree is structured, but it will work if you structure it that way. I mean, that's how I've structured my scene tree, at least, right? I think if you have a flat scene tree, it might not work, but you can just add another node and just have it render on another layer, right? Right, scene tree structure in Godot, I feel like it's actually pretty loose. Like, you can move things around if you want, right? Now, order of execution on different scene tree branches is a bit shaky for me, but I think this solution will work. So, now will it work with your current structure? I'm not sure. I don't know what your current structure looks like. But it is an idea, I think, to keep in mind that, you know, maybe it'll work, who knows? Anyways, with this stuff, we have all of this. Let's see, level select screen. So we have levels, and then I think I need to calculate, arrow damage now based off of the player statistics, possibly. So let's say if I want to filter out everything except one, I have to put it on like z index minus 100, so all the way back. I see what you're saying. No, that's not really what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you need to move everything onto a different canvas layer. Unfortunately. You need to move it onto a different canvas layer if you want to filter. So you need to do the filtering based, not using z index, but just different canvas layers entirely. So that might not work for you, but I mean, you can kind of see here that this is, I structure my programs almost entirely using canvas layers. So everything is a canvas layer, so it's just easier to maintain which thing is drawing what. If canvas layer works differently, it might work. Yeah, canvas layer draws on its own. Yeah, canvas layers don't respect, I don't know. Canvas layers are their own thing, right? So you have your, I want to say that you have your base canvas layer. It's like you have your root viewports implicitly, and that root viewport also has its own root canvas layer. That's how you can think of it. You can define more canvas layers if you want, and those are rendered differently. Yeah, I believe that will work, or you know, you might have to switch it around. And you know, I think, you know, reference this project if you need to see what I was doing with my shader. Since I know that this works for sure, because you can see that I'm using it right now. That's how I'm doing the kind of ripple effect with the mouse. Anyways, arrows. How do we want to do this? Oh, you know what? We could do player dot whenever you instance in a new arrow. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So something really easy to do. And also it's not something I want to do, right? So whenever you level up, you should gain some stats, maybe. Right, so we'll hit it with a to do, and then what do you want to do? Well, yeah, this is testing only, right? So we'll do arrow dot damage. Is that what it's called? Arrow damage? Yeah, arrow damage and arrow speed. So we'll need to make this a bit more robust in the future, but we can do arrow damage is times equals, maybe not times equals, plus equals. Yeah, just plus equals your level. So game manager, game data. I don't like this kind of structure where we just kind of have a singleton that we have to access every single time. But I think it'll work. This is the sloppy way of doing it, but it'll work. Yeah, and actually, just to make it even more pronounced, we can do times 2. Maybe not even times 2. Let's times 10. Why not? So that we'll kind of jump numbers even quicker. So we'll go to blue snails galore. We still have these things enabled. Hold on, it's killing them too fast. So visible collision shapes, turn this off. I need to see what's the damage number it's applying then. Because the damage numbers are based off of the damage, right? Yeah, because arrows don't generate their own damage numbers. So we shoot an arrow. That's probably a bit too high. See, it killed it instantly. Oh, it's 12 because the reason why I was confused is because the kerning was off. Yeah. So look at that. So we can do boing. We shoot an arrow. This should be like 22. Yeah. Yeah, the kerning is so bad. There's so much space between the numbers. So let's go to damage numbers dot resource, and I'm using an add-on called what's that? Texture fonts. That's available on GitHub, and I think also in the asset library. I did not write it, but it is very fancy. It is very fancy. So what I think I need to do is there needs to be, I'm not sure what this is doing. What if we just didn't monospace it? No. Kerning, maybe I need kerning pairs? I don't know. Height, that's fine. If we reduce the gap between them all, what happens? Is anything happening? Oh, there we go. There we go. That looks a bit better. We can make this just a flat 30 and then have this, yeah. There we go. That looks good, I think. Send it. I love it. So it's monospace, but also we've just absolutely made the gap very, very tiny. Yeah, I think that's not so bad. Look at that, 12. Basically instant kills all around. Then we'll go back. Boing. We missed, that's okay. The next thing I need to implement is probably like proper damage calculations, as well as, you know, charging of arrows. Because right now you just instantly charge, which is fine, I guess, but well, it's fine for now. I forget, doesn't this one, yeah, it just creates all the snails at once. Yeah, okay, I remember now. So, because I had different spawn patterns. So there was like an instant spawn, and then there was a, I guess a staggered spawn, which is what this is. Of course, it's not staggering, I guess, as expected. There we go, there's the 32. Look at that. Hello, Gyozen. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean, that works. I think I need the EXP curve needs to be adjusted as well. I think it's a bit too aggressive. I've never gone just idle. How are you liking derivative clicker? Is it scratching that itch? I'm eager to know. Inquiring minds wish to know. So git add all. Yes, alright. Good to know. Another one has fallen to the derivative clicker. Git commit add. Let's see. What was it? It's add exp and level UI elements, add dynamic damage calculation. And then we'll push this straight to Senpai. So unfortunately this repo is closed source for now. So that's kind of how you know whether or not these repos are open source or closed source, is because the closed source ones, I'll pretty much always just call them Senpai. The open source ones I'll use master instead. Anyways, thanks all for tuning in. I'll be live tomorrow from 7 to 10 p.m. No, 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time. Working on probably this face tracker that I've been working on. So, because I'm so close to being done with this. So maybe one day. Anyways, yeah, you know, I stream Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, and you know, Wednesdays from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time. You know, join the Discord in my description below. There I have updates on all my just random open source projects and whatever. You can give code help if you want. You know, check out this project on GitHub, which is called OpenSeaFaceGD, or this one, which is kind of a stream avatars like called Friendly Potato Stream, which is also on my GitHub. Pretty much everything is on my GitHub, so check that out. Anyways, yeah. Oh, and thank you, Bumdi, for the follow. Much appreciated. And yeah, I will catch you next time. Oh, look. I guess we have enough people to raid somebody. Who do we want to raid? Don't look at my recommends. Don't look at my recommends. Let's see. Let's look for someone else who's doing Godot. And then we can even filter by Godot engine. Oh, there's me. We could. I always feel kind of weird raiding. Like raiding streamers who have like a lot of viewers. Let's rate someone else who's doing GitHub, and they're also using it, I guess, a VTuber. So let's send it. You know what? Let's make sure that they're actually streaming game dev and not just having Godot open. Yeah, I don't know. Send it. Raid this person. Channel is intended for mature audiences. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time, working on something Godot related for sure. Goodbye.